I'm really pleased and honored to be a member of this subcommittee, and I've been excited to have been a member since I first got on the Appropriations Committee. This is always my favorite, well, of course, after my own personal subcommittee with Mr. Simpson, but to be a member and not the chair or ranking, this is my just one of my favorite bills to work on. I come from the most rural state in the nation. Many of you don't know, but Maine is an extremely rural state. Agriculture and this bill are critically important to us. And Dr. Harris, you and I often find our areas of agreement, H-2B visas, all kinds of things. But on this bill, I don't see much I can agree with today. And I'm really disappointed in that. There are so many cuts in this bill, I won't have time in my minutes to go through them all. But cutting things like NRCS and rural development and the child nutrition programs, international food aid, which we won't talk about today, but in the dire situation we are in this world, these are all critically important. I'm really upset about the cut to rural electric co-ops. I may be the only one in the room who actually gets my electricity from a rural electric co-op. And if you're not used to paying 29 cents a kilowatt hour or more, you have no idea what people in rural America are dealing with today. So to cut them is unthinkable. I'm really upset about cutting the flexibility that the secretary has had with the CCC. And you can talk about it in any way you want. You can say that you don't like the authorities or this is an emergency. If you don't understand that climate change is an emergency and our farmers are on the front line and he is dealing with that every day and this is a spectacularly good way to do it, then you're not paying attention to what's going on out there in America. Cuts in funding for research. We're going to talk about China later today. Do we care about the fact that China is moving ahead ahead of us in research? And we're cutting out NIFA. We're zeroing out organic agricultural resource, one of the areas where farmers have made a premium price in the extension initiative. This is a way that we benefit our farmers every day. This is something critically important for the federal government. I'm very upset about this cut or this change to the Packards and Stockyards Act, and we've heard a little bit about that already. But we've waited a long time for this language, and to turn it back is unthinkable. Dr. Harris, you mentioned monopoly money. Well, this is monopoly language, and we're allowing it to continue in there. But maybe nothing makes me more mad than this idea of cutting WIC. We are cutting WIC. You can all talk about it as it's just getting back to pre-pandemic level. Maybe this is exactly where we should be. Perhaps you didn't hear that pre-pandemic level wasn't enough money. Perhaps you haven't heard that we've got food inflation going on, that we had food supply chain issues during the pandemic. Maybe you don't know that this goes to pregnant women, postpartum women, breastfeeding women, children up to the age of 5, up to the poverty level of 185%. That's a mother and child together making $700 a week. And we're going to take away their fresh fruit and vegetable benefit. Just so you know, if this is a benefit for a 1 to 4 year old child, they were getting $25 a month. We've decided to cut it down to $11 because, of course, that should be enough. A pregnant woman is going to go from $44 a month to $13. I was in my local grocery store last weekend. So an apple costs $1.50, a bag of carrots $1.99, strawberries $3.99, blueberries $2.99, asparagus $3.99. That bag costs you $14.50. So if you were getting a benefit of $3 or $13 as a pregnant woman, you've already had to put something back in the cart. So we are saying that somehow, for some sense of fiscal responsibility, we're going to take fresh fruit money away from a mother and child. We already know we have an epidemic of childhood obesity, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure. We already know that these are the most critical moments of a child's life, of a pregnant woman. And to deny that benefit, if you don't care about the inhumane way we're going about doing this, a 2019 NIH study found that unhealthy diets cost us $50 billion a year in expenditures on these very diseases. So somehow we can't put that money first, make sure we give a child a good start. This is the level of ridiculousness we have gotten to in this bill. For that mother who's walking down the aisles, who no longer is going to have $44 in her pocket, she's going to have $13. That bag of chips at $1 is looking pretty good. And these are the very same policymakers who are telling us all the time, oh, we got to restrict SNAP benefits. We got to decide exactly what people should eat. Well, we did decide exactly what a WIC mom should eat. She should have fresh fruits and vegetables. And now we're going to take it away. My time is up. I have so much more to say, but I yield back.